All right, first up today, a guy who says it is time to get organized and stay organized so you can reduce stress. He says decluttering will provide you more space, of course, but also peace of mind.
That's right. Andrew Mellen is known as the most organized man in America. He is a professional organizer, a trainer, a coach, and a Wall Street Journal best-selling author. We're so excited to have him back. Good morning to you, Andrew.
Hey,
Morning.
Andrew.
So good to be with you. Hi.
Good to see you. I just have to get your idea. What did you think about that, where it's like something a man learned about a woman is that just the organization of a simple drawer can lead to reorganizing the whole house?
Yeah, well, it's so true, right? I mean, you think like I'm just going to focus in on the junk drawer, and then suddenly 15 minutes later, 3 hours later, every closet's ripped apart and stuff is spread all over the place. And you're like, how did this happen? I was just, all I wanted to do was deal with the leftover IKEA hardware and the bread twist ties and the pizza menus. And suddenly, like we're in the garage. How did that happen?
Yes. Oh, so true. It's so true. Okay, so we got to talk about this because you say stress is really what's keeping us from getting organized. So is stress, is most of our, poor organizational habits rooted in stress?
Well, I think the thing about stress is often what's prompting it is a sense of feeling out of control. And if we are disorganized at home, then it's exacerbating it. And it's particularly with the pandemic and everybody being home, you just can't get away from it. So it's not surprising that the stress would be building up besides everything else that we're dealing with, right? Trying to navigate the pandemic is if there's any disorder at home at all, you're tripping over each other. If you've got kids, you got a partner, if there's, pets, anything that is going to bring more stuff in closer proximity, it's just going to exacerbate that stressed feeling. So the more you can get some organization going for you in home, the quicker you'll reduce the stress that you do have control over.
Yeah, I think we've all felt it. I mean, we feel cranky, we feel impatient, I think, with disorganization.
Agitated.
Yes, agitated. So how do we mentally prepare to declutter and organize?
So I think there's two things to think about. One is your mindset just around, often people tend to think about what they're giving up. Like the idea of getting organized is about letting go of things. And while it is about letting go of things, what you're also doing is you're reducing your stress. You're creating a harmonious, happy, functional home for yourself. And if you tend to list towards glass half empty, you're going to focus on what you're giving up as opposed to glass half full, which is you're reorganizing your home, you're making it more functional, and you're reducing your stress. So if you tend to be a little more like, where's Waldo and what's missing, what's wrong with this picture, pay attention to your mindset so you can really focus on less about what you're giving up and more about what you're gaining. It will make letting go of things much easier. The other thing to do is really develop a sense of gratitude. If you have too much stuff, it can feel overwhelming. Again, it can be a source of stress. But if you think about it, too much stuff is really the definition of abundance. So you're ahead of the game. You have everything you need plus. So wouldn't it be better to be able to focus on that and just say, gosh, of all the things I could be dealing with, I have more than I need. I'm actually ahead of the game.
I love that switch and that turn of the mindset because I think that is so important. I thought you were going to talk about like the Marie Kondo kind of gratitude for letting it go, but the gratitude for how much stuff you have. I mean, sometimes we take that so much for granted, in America, really. Okay, so we hear about decluttering all the time. I think that's something we know we need to do, but how do we actually start the process? What are some tangible ways to do it?
Yep. So again, there's two ways you can start. They'll get you to the same place. If you're feeling strong, you're feeling on fire, you're ready to take on organization, I would say go for the big win. If you're feeling a little puny, a little tentative, I would say go for the fast win. The big win is go to the place that you're most cluttered, where the biggest source of stress is for you. So that could be the sad, scary corner in your basement. It could be the garage. It could be that crazy closet that you keep opening up and shoving stuff into and then slamming the door shut in the hopes that nothing's going to fall on your head. So go there for the big win. If you're feeling, again, a little beat up or a little scared, go for an easy win. And that you can easily start just by clearing off some surfaces. Look around your kitchen. What do you have on the kitchen counter that you don't use all the time? You know, if you're not eating carbs, you don't really need the toaster out. If you got junk mail laying around, scoop up all the junk mail. Recycling, throw it in the recycle bin. So you'll get some quick momentum that way. Failure breeds failure, success breeds success. The more we can build that momentum, the easier it becomes every time you move forward to do the next thing.
See, I love this. I love what you just said about feeling strong versus feeling weak, because every time I have approached a project around my house to declutter or get organized, I feel one or the other. And I like the idea that you kind of go with how you're feeling, because you really can't control that part. But then you have a little success, it breeds success. And you say with either approach, whether it's strong or you're feeling a little more weak, make sure the first thing you do is set up your home, you say, for your mail, your phone, your wallet, and your bag. So that might be your purse or your briefcase or whatever it is you take to and from class or work or to go.
Yep. Yeah. Keys, phone, wallet, bag. It's one home. You know, we talked about the organizational triangle, one home for everything, like with like. Something in, something out is how we stay organized, which we don't have to focus on right now. But just when it comes to getting organized, one home for everything and like with like. So knowing where your keys are, those 5 or 10 minutes that you lose every day or every week, you can't get that time back. So let's know where the keys are all the time. If you only have one phone, right? A lot of people don't have a landline anymore in their house. Have a home for your phone in every room that you're in. It's fine to move the phone around, but if it's a charging station or it's a little dish next to your bed, wherever it is, that's where the phone should be. If you're not talking on the phone, put it in its home. It will always only be one of two places: in your hand being used or in its home. You'll always be able to find anything in 30 seconds or less.
This is fantastic,
Love it,
Andrew.
Andrew.
I love the mental part of preparing to organize and declutter. We're going to join you again sometime in the near future and talk about breaking down these projects. Thank you so much.
Thanks,
Oh,
Andrew.
it's my pleasure. Have a great day.
So helpful. A great way to start this week, too. I love it.